Level up your listening with Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra earbuds and headphones with immersive sound and world-class noise cancellation for a not-so-silent night. Visit Bose.com/Spotify to shop sound that's more than a present.
Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to the TMossBoss Show. Now, this is the season finale, but that doesn't mean like I'm gonna disappear or take some time away for podcasting and stuff. No, I'm still gonna be doing the podcast. It's still gonna be daily. I just didn't know like how I was gonna end the season or like how many episodes I was gonna do in the season. So I just was all like, okay, I'm gonna do 10 episodes each season, but overall, yeah, my podcast is gonna be a daily thing. It's not gonna end. So, anyways, what is the season finale going to be about? Because I gotta go all out. I gotta go all out for the season finale. So I figured I should, because this was gonna be like a random episode in season 2, but no, I was like, let me do this episode now. But yeah, Donald Trump is a racist. That's what this episode is gonna be titled. That's what this episode's overall going to be about. But the reason why I say that is because look at how this man's displayed, who he is as a person, like in the years that he's been in office. Like, I mean, if you just, overall look at his character, you can, watch any movie where it involves, a racist person. And the one movie that I would like to mention, Trading Places. Now, do you remember those two old dudes? For those that, if, you haven't seen the movie in a while and things, or if you just recently seen the movie, I don't know exactly when, but remember the two old dudes in there and how overall how they acted when they were out in public and then versus how they were behind doors and things. Because how they were out in public, oh, we're for everybody, we're helping out everybody, we're rich millionaires, we want to give our money out, blah, blah, blah. But behind doors, okay, because if you watch the one scene in there where they were talking about Dan Aykroyd's character and Eddie Murphy's character and things, they overall didn't like him, okay? They overall didn't care about them. And I feel like that's who Trump is behind doors. He don't care about anybody besides himself. So that's why I'm like, I'm not hearing the whole, oh, Trump's not a racist, y'all just aren't listening to him correctly. No, he is a racist, alright? You can watch any movie, read any book, listen to any music where they're talking about people like him. It all fits in. It all fits in. So anyways, first thing I wrote down for this episode was he had to be a racist long before his presidential run. He had to. It's like something like this wasn't given to him or handed to him where he just started thinking about this and he was doing his presidential run and he became president. No, this is something that he had to been thinking about long before the whole president idea came to his head. So that's why I was like, when he got into office and then he was talking about building the wall, Muslim ban, and all this other stuff. Oh, it's just read within the line, read between the lines. You can see this man don't care about colored people and things. He doesn't. If he could, he'd probably get rid of black people too. But yeah, I'm like, this dude had to be a racist long before he got into office. So I'm not hearing that he somebody gonna try to convince me that he ain't a racist. I'm like, I'm not hearing it, okay? Because it's all the stuff I wrote down is pretty much stuff that he's did, and it's pretty much stuff that racist people have done themselves. But one thing that I remember he did was he hired the Hispanic lady to say that he was good. Now, overall, no Hispanic person didn't come out of their way and say that he was a good person. This one random lady, came out and said that he was a good person. Now, what does that overall mean when you see some stuff like that happen? That means that she got a fat check to say whatever she had said back then. I can't remember what she said. She overall was all oh, Trump, he's going to be a really good president and all this stuff. But yeah, you can tell that she was reading off of a script. And yeah, she got paid some money and things. So it's plus you haven't, where is that lady today? How come she ain't defending him now? She could have came out with a YouTube channel or podcast herself and say how much of a good president Trump is. But I feel like if anybody is saying that Trump is a good president, it's probably just a racist person or a troll. Those are the only two people that would say that Trump's a good president. Even trolls probably won't even say that he's a good president. But only, racist people, they're the ones that saying that he's a good president. Those that don't like Hispanic people, black people, or any other colored person out there in the world, those are the only ones that be supporting him and things. And the next thing I wrote down was promote hate messages until somebody gets killed. Now, overall, with this whole building the wall thing, and then he's talking about how he's sick and tired of Hispanic people coming to the country illegally and stuff until they get targeted and killed. Then that's when he's all like, oh, prayers out to them and things. Then 2 days later, he's trying to put their remaining relatives in a concentration camp or send them back to Mexico. He overall doesn't care about Hispanic people and things. Because it's like, the only thing that he had to say about this this shooting that happened in El Paso, Texas, he was saying that, he called the guy a coward. But he overall, wasn't sad. He wasn't devastated. He ain't trying to change up what he's saying. He's overall standing behind everything that he said. And he ain't going to change that for anybody. So if anything, this dude is probably happy that that stuff happened. Which is sad that people gotta act like that, but he ain't trying to change his ways. He ain't trying to building the wall's been canceled, the Muslim ban's been lifted. No, he would probably never say anything like that. Something like that would have to be said from another president. But anyways, he'll promote those messages, and then once somebody gets killed, he'll be like, oh, that wasn't even that's not a supporter, that's a coward. I never have somebody like that supporting me. Everybody that, they're probably, okay, not everybody is like that one guy that went out and killed all those people in El Paso, Texas, but probably your supporters, they're all like, oh, well, there's just less people we got to worry about and things. Overall, we're making America great again. That's the dumbest slogan ever. But anyways, then I wrote down calls his bad supporters cowards and things, and obviously, those are the ones that go out and do these shootings and stuff. But it's just no, bro. The same love that you be showing them and how you be supporting them and things. Because no, it's overall he doesn't really say anything else about these guys after they did what they did and things. He ain't mad about. Because me, it's something like this. If that would have been me, I'd been mad about that stuff. Even after the first situation where one of my supporters went out and did something crazy, I would be mad. And honestly, I'm I probably would be considering should I continue on with my president run, or should I step down, let somebody else? Because I'm honestly, if this is the supporters that I have, then I don't want to do this. He hasn't come out and say hey, stop this attack on these guys. Stop doing what you're doing and things. He'll call them a few names, and after that, he's moved on. But he's I don't know. I've never heard him go out and say, hey, you guys need to stop doing this. This isn't cool and things. But it's he knows that it's overall promoting his message. So, he ain't gonna care. But then the one thing that I wrote down, this is something that's always stuck in my mind about him, but he used a girl's death for his own benefit. Now, it was a while ago where this Hispanic guy had killed some girl, and I think there's he was he didn't have his papers, he didn't have he overall wasn't allowed to be in America and stuff. But I think he had a job here, he was working and things. But I don't know what happened with him and the girl, but he ended up killing the girl and dumping her body somewhere. And then Trump was all oh, it's devastating that this happened, but this is why we need to build this wall so something like this won't happen again. I don't think Trump understands, but Hispanic men ain't the only one out here killing women. White men have done it. Black men have done it. Asian men have done it. Every race and every culture has went out and killed somebody. And they have been from this very country, United States of America. So that's on when he says things like that, it's dude, okay, well what about he doesn't mention any other, and there's been so many stories after that where a girl has ended up missing or ended up killed. And he just doesn't have anything to say about it. But it's when it's if it's a Hispanic guy and things, and then the guy, he ain't even from here, oh, Trump's gonna be all over that. So it's I remember when that happened, I was that is wow. using somebody's death for his own benefit, like that's low. To me, that's pretty low. And that's at some point in time you would have to realize like I shouldn't have done that. Like I shouldn't have done that at all. Probably if you still like if that story was to be mentioned to him till this day, he'll still be behind it and things. But yeah, it's like that's something where it's like, dude, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have used that girl's death for your own benefit on why this wall needs to be built and things. And I know it's like something that's always been a joking thing, but it's not like that they can very well like get through that wall. Like I always say, like anything is possible. So build a big ladder, dig a deep hole, do something. But yeah, it's anybody can get through the wall that he's trying to display and stuff. So then the next thing I wrote down, the Muslim ban, that was overall just pretty much like, yeah, there's just like another so I think overall the reason why he was on this whole Muslim ban thing was because of the whole like 9/11 and then plus all the other like terrorist attacks and how pretty much like a bunch of like US soldiers got killed by like terrorists and things, and I guess some of them might have been Muslim and stuff, but overall it's like, dude, there's people here that are like Middle Eastern or Muslim, whatever you want to call it. It's like they're not doing anything to hurt anybody. But it's like just that message that he's promoting towards Muslim people. It's like you're overall like just putting a target on their head when you say the things that you say. So it's like that's why it's all like, dude, like that's like just leave them alone and they won't even have to like overall like, yeah, it's the terrorists, the ones that's actually going out and killing people. But the dude that's like not even doing anything to anybody, he's just minding his own business, living his life like just like anybody else that's walking the face of America, then yeah, he ain't doing anything to anybody. But those are the ones that's going to end up getting killed because of the message that you're promoting behind your Muslim ban and everything else that you're trying to promote, and like the hatred that you're promoting towards Muslim people. So it's like, dude, like he's just overall like, yeah, anybody that's colored and they came here in like some sort of way and things, and yeah, he's just all like, I don't want them overall to be here. Pretty much saying like, yeah, he doesn't like them and he's a racist. Overall, that's what this whole podcast is about. But yeah, I wrote down like next to that like because if he's overall like trying to say like Muslim people are terrorists, like American people, like some American people, they're terrorists too. Because it's like American people like this, like, oh, so you're going to say that guy that did all that shooting in El Paso, Texas, like, he ain't a terrorist? Or anybody, like, else that did some crazy, like, mass murdering spree, like, they're not a terrorist? Like, you could be American, you could be anything. If you're crazy, all right, and mentally ill, you could be a terrorist. And if you're going around shooting and killing people, it's like, yeah, you don't necessarily have to be Muslim for it. Like, no, you could very well be American. So that's why I'm like, I wasn't hearing anything like, like they trying to say like Muslim people are terrorists and all that stuff. Like, I'm not hearing that, all right? Not hearing that at all. But then the next thing I wrote down, it ain't really had nothing to do with him being a racist, but more so it's just like how he got into office, because it was something where I'm like, all right, if I'm going to talk about Trump, I feel like that this is something that I need to mention. But yeah, he got Russia to like pretty much like help him with his votes and things, because it's like, anybody in America wasn't gonna help him with his votes besides just a bunch of racist groups. Like, that's about it. But black people, Hispanic people, Muslim people, Asian people, no, there wasn't gonna help him whatsoever, unless like, yeah, like I said, it's just like some racist person. But yeah, it's like that was the only way he could get himself into office. But it's like that whole like racist message that he was pretty much like throwing out there. You really think people was going to like go out and vote for him after the just like the character that he displayed? Do you really think people was going to go out and vote for him and stuff? Yeah, it's like that's why it's like he had to like pay them under the table or do something to help him out. And it was like they're probably the only ones that can help him out, and it doesn't have like a trace, but it overall did get traced, and they overall got exposed for it and stuff. But anyways, then next thing I wrote down, talking about these concentration camps that he got these kids off of, and like sleeping in like tinfoil and stuff. Like, I did like, and I remember there's this photo I seen. It was like a side-by-side comparison of when Hitler had his concentration camps and Trump's concentration camps. There wasn't much of a difference, and that's honestly sad. That is just really sad. And still in here till this, like, they still there till this day. like sleeping in the worst conditions. Like there's times like they show like videos and stuff of how they are living in things. There's like rooms that they were in, and it's like they expected all of them to be in them rooms. Like pretty much like they had one too many like people in there that shouldn't have been in there and stuff. But yeah, it was like overall like seeing that, it was like messed up, and then just seeing how the kids was living, and then hearing like how they were dying and stuff in there. Like yeah, there is not much of a difference when it comes to Trump's concentration camps and then Hitler's concentration camps. Like you can like look up the facts about both camps and see like there ain't much of a difference. And I'm like, wow, that's just crazy that it's like that. But yeah, I was like, it's like, and it was like, what was the whole reason for that? Like seriously, like what's the like it's just like sad seeing stuff like that, and it's just like really upsetting that you got people out there that's just like that low of a person where they gotta go out and do stuff like that. So, but that's the president some of you guys wanted. So it's like it's people that like I don't know, I can't really see any of his supporters or even himself saying like, oh, we're Christian people, but then you're out promoting stuff like that. Like, not to get religion involved, but I mean, y'all can't really like saying y'all Christians and stuff, but y'all out here doing stuff like that. Like I can understand like you have your certain beliefs and things, or how you feel about certain people, then that's one thing, but it's not right. So anyways, next thing, I think, no, that was pretty much it. Wow, that was a pretty quick podcast. But yeah, overall, Trump's a racist, and yeah, he's a racist. Like I think there's just like, I don't know, there's probably people out there with a lot more facts than what I got. But this is just pretty much everything that I just picked up off of in the past few years and things. Probably a lot more things to talk about with him and stuff, but I mean, yeah, dude's a racist, sexist. Like, he's pretty much like just the worst president and things. And it's just funny how it's like they talk about like making America great again and stuff, but it's like, dude, America has never been great. It's like we've always had some sort of problems and stuff. So that's why I'm like, Trump, like, I think that's like probably the worst mistake, having him in office, because it's just, and it's most likely we're gonna have another president like that in our lifetime where they just really racist and things, and hopefully we learn from the mistakes that we with Trump being in office, and we won't make mistakes like this again. So anyways, yeah, I want to know what you guys have to, because it's like this can overall just like be a thread though of like just like racist things that we've all. So it's like if you're watching this on YouTube, you can even comment some stuff below that you've noticed about Trump, or if you have some like you want to argue with me. I don't know, like y'all ain't gonna really argue with me. I already have my beliefs and how I feel about Trump, so I ain't really like going to convince me or change my mind and stuff about him and things. But yeah. It's if you have something to say and things about him. I'm trying to like honestly think of like something else I can say and things, but I pretty much like wrote down like everything that I discussed and stuff. So dang, it's like I might do a part 2 to this and things in the future and write down some more things, do a little bit more like studying and things about it. But yeah, this has been the season finale of the TMossBoss Show. This is a pretty good season. Just like overall, like just thinking about everything I talked about, I felt like it was like all like podcast worthy and things. So no, I just honestly like I really do love the podcasting stuff. Just annoying when I gotta do like multiple takes of it and stuff. Hopefully I need to just like I guess like record more, because I think it's just like me not recording enough, and then that's why I'm like messing up a lot and things. So I need to record more. But anyways, I like to just like shout out to everybody that's like been supporting the podcast. Special shout out to my friend Angela. If it wasn't for her giving me the whole podcasting idea, I don't know where I probably wouldn't have made this podcast or any other podcasts and stuff. So thank you guys, everybody, for the support. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I think now it's like just more so, I don't know, like I'm gonna have to like think of some more things to do to like make this podcast even better than it was before and stuff. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. wherever you're watching or listening to it on. Yeah, just getting it onto all of the different platforms and all of that. It's pretty cool, man. I really do like this podcast and stuff. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna end this before I mess up and I gotta do this thing all over again. So thank you guys for listening or watching. I will talk to you guys later. Season 2 is just pretty much, yeah, it's gonna be tomorrow because this is a daily podcast and stuff. So anyways, talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching or listening. Peace.